I really wish they'd given different boss music to each of the forms, and I've said this like 20 times in 20 different recordings.
Yeah, I think that in some cases that would be a better idea when there's like a bunch of forms, but like some of them, the final boss themes are really good, but...
Oh my god, I'm like in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Both Rose and Haschel got killed.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, I've just revived Rose. And Rose, you're going to revive Haschel. Because we're not getting stuck in a near-death situation. No, 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 no.
That's usually a good thing to avoid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dang it. Twitchy fingers.
Now, do they still do that counter thing? With the hitting the circle or
bosses really never do that. I guess they figure bosses are hard enough as it is. Why make them counterattack as well?
I guess that's a good thing.
It would be cooler if the bosses counterattacked, because that's what normal things would do. They would counterattack.
And bosses are basically just storyline appropriate random encounters with higher stats.
Yeah.
And heck, some early game bosses from a lot of RPGs turn into normal enemies.
Yay!
Yay!
I think his actually Omni-Sweep. Oh wait, we're already in third form.
Woo!
We're already in third form? God. Oh no.
Blah 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 cutscene.
Yeah, basically, it's a blah 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 cutscene, blah blah, more cutscene, blah blah.
That's one problem I have with some RPGs with final boss fights. I love replaying the final boss fights over and over again, but like when there's like an hour of cutscene and like maybe 10 minutes of fighting, it's just not worth it. Sometimes.
This one's about a 30-minute to an hour boss fight, and 30 minutes is if you're over leveled.
Like the first Kingdom Hearts final boss, oh my god, I used to want to like play through that, but it just became so long that
oh my god. I remember some of the fights in Kingdom Hearts 1. I really do.
Oh god, like that one gargoyle thing in the final area?
I'm actually thinking more of the Riku fight.
Oh my god, I remember the Riku fight in Hollow Bastion, not the one in the very beginning, but the one towards the end.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh my god, that one took me like 3 weeks to get past, and I finally got it before school one morning, and I went like screaming around the house.
Oh my god, I can remember like how long that fight took me, because it was just so hard. And it wasn't the fact that it was, not only was it hard, but it was also really tedious.
Yes, it was. Like, you had to, like, counter every single attack or else you're screwed.
And
everyone's like, oh, well, you should use the Olympia because it was better at blocking or something. But I'm like, no, I ended up using the Metal Chocobo against him. And that's, like, the only instance where it's actually good to use that.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the cutscene before that.
Oh, God, that was long, too.
That was the one I was talking about.
I ended up memorizing that thing. I would be able to, like, sit there and recite it, and there were some times when I would just, like, I timed it one time, and I had, like, my mom's kitchen timer next to me, and I'd, like, sit there reading a book until it was over.
Yeah. It was terrible.
Uh-huh.
I, like, cringe in horror at thinking of that boss fight.
Oh, God. And, There's another boss fight that was like really, like stupidly hard. Oh, the final boss fight, not the third fight of the final boss fight. I couldn't get through that. It's when you had to do it alone for a while.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't do it. It took me literally like 3 months to get past that. And I finally resorted to just sitting in the room right before, go in, Trinity limit, walk out, heal, walk in, Trinity limit, and I did that for like 3 hours, and then I went in there, just flat out owned everything.
That's crazy.
I'm like, it shouldn't take that to get through a final boss. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Well, mind you, it's been a very long time since I played Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
All the way through. I might do that one for a Let's Play, but I would not do any of its sequels. I hate the sequels.
Oh my god, Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. No, Kingdom Hearts 2 was bearable, but the whole card thing in Chain of Memories,
my problem is with, in Kingdom Hearts 2 was the forced mini-games.
Oh, a couple of them, yeah. Like the,
And it's nearly impossible to get 100% in that game.
I agree. My biggest thing with that game was the gummy ship thing. It was just, what are you expecting of us? We're here to play an action RPG, not a shooter, like a rail shooter, because that's what they turned those into.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay at rail shooters. I played a good bit of Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, but those are two very different games. I mean, they turned rail shooting into RPG-like stat building into a rail shooter. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, we're into the fourth and final form.
Yay, 4 forms!
Yep. And we have more cutscenes. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue categorizing Kunzan discuss while doing this final boss fight.
How come we end up discussing stuff whenever we get on, like, audio chat with each other?
I don't know. It just happens. And, like, seriously, though, that fight, that just getting 100%, like, in one, it was a breeze to get 100%.
I agree.
However, the one thing that was, like, the most difficult thing ever was the Sephiroth fight.
Oh, I didn't get through
I never beat that, ever.
Another boss I didn't beat in that one, just because I was just so underleveled and unprepared and stuff, was the, Phantom boss fight. It was, one of the extra bosses.
Oh,
the
Neverland?
Point you went to the clock tower in Neverland.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
I don't think I ever fought that either, but neither of those affected ranking in 100%.
Yeah. But, what happened was when I first played through the game, when I was playing through, I didn't get the Dalmatian at the clock tower. And that was the only Dalmatian I was missing. So I couldn't get Aeroga.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much screwed. Which is one of the reasons that game was so hard to me. I never got Aeroga. I couldn't get it.
I actually I actually got 100% at one point. Got all the Dalmatian, all the Trinity switches, all that.
Yeah, the Trinity thing was another big thing for me. Like, they were so, like, big on, oh, hey, let's use these different party members for each world and stuff. I'm like, oh, cool, they're so much better than my regular party for whenever I was there. Until a certain point. And then they were like, oh, well, you need to have Donald and Goofy both present to do these Trinity things. And, oh, if there's even a single Heartless around, I'm call them a Shadow Persona games, jeez. If there's even a single Heartless around, then you can't do anything about it. You have to sit around and find that one Heartless, and probably in the process get more to spawn. So, like, it would take you forever and a half to get the Trinity thing, and then your reward for it would be like a gummy.
Yeah. Which, mind you, I didn't get big into the gummy building. I just kind of kept the regular ship.
I kept the regular ship and gave it like 300, or not like 300, like 30 guns and like 15 shields, and then just kind of rush through things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you didn't really have to make any of the special gummy ships. I mean, doing that actually was rather annoying.
Yeah. And
but,
hello, MSN. Sorry.
What?
My MSN, like, made a notification sound, which I know everybody can hear because you're unmuted.
Oh dear.
God! Let's play Race the Dart, why don't we?
Well, I mean, I'm sure some people would like that, but in this situation...
Oh, that was good, Kurtzman. That was good. My hat to you.
That was the first thing that came to
Oh, my
mind.
hat to you.
Like that. But in the current situation, it might not be the perfectly on-topic thing. I mean, final boss, yeah, there's stuff after